Hey Tyrants, welcome to the crew. I'm Sea Lord Janda, and this is my Let's Play of Tyranny. We've just finished taking a good look through the Codex, and we're now going to interrogate some prisoners in the Scarlet Chorus camp.
Now, let's have... Oh wait, who's Death Knell? We haven't spoken to Death Knell, I don't think. His arrows are splintered, they're fletching muddled, they were likely pulled from corpses. Where'd Death Knell go? There you are. You, as much an accusation as a question, the broad-shouldered woman shakes her head with a scowl. So you're Tunon's Fatebinder? I was expecting something more... impressive? She bows in spite of her misgivings. Death Knell, Scarlet Fury. My time is yours for as long as it amuses me. The fighter effortlessly spins a bronze sword about in her hand. Let's get one thing clear. Stick to your words and law. Leave the fighting to the grown adults. Your corpse would just be a tripping hazard to those of us having a proper bit of carnage sport. We've got enough useless twats dying for our name as it is. All our horde recruits seem good for of late is piling in a shit-reeking mound on the battlefield. She hums low to herself and flips her sword side to side with several deft flicks of her wrist. Keeps up and we'll have to toughen our recruitment standards. Again. Now what do you need? Said something about the horde thinning? Swelling until it's thundering, then crashing and receding. It's been the way of the chorus for as long as I've been in it. She offers a one-hand-shouldered shrug, ambivalent if anything, but more likely just uncaring. We take our prisoners alive, give them a chance to live, to be reborn into something better. Putting any and every able body to the sword, like the disfavored deuce, nothing but a waste. A conquered enemy is but a new ally. It merely requires the proper coercion. Of course, we do sometimes have the problem of lingering loyalties. Deserters are rarely successful in their escape, but they do try. The Vendrian Guard, strengthened by their numerous blood ties, have been particularly stubborn, so I have a better plan hatched. And what might that be? I'm thinking we redouble our efforts to recruit settlers, focusing on the unallied and unsuspecting instead of flushing ourselves to the gills with oath breakers claimed from the battlefield. How do you plan to convince them? A knife point has sufficed well enough in the past, but you've inspired me to try a more diplomatic approach this day. What do you say, Binder? You might be able to ease them into the idea, save the lives of their friends and neighbors in the process. Well, if it means expediting this conflict, so be it. The Fury howls a satisfied laugh and smacks you dead in the back. My methods are surefire. You'll see. I'll mark the settlement on your map. She grins, biting her bottom lip bloody. I can't wait to see the outcome of your efforts. What were you expecting? Oh, let's see. Death Knell counts on her fingers, conducting some mental tally. From your deeds during the conquest, how you've helped us since then? Shrugs. Suppose I didn't expect much, and you've done nothing to challenge it. By Scarlet Chorus standards, you're no more ordinary than a conscript. Work a little harder on setting yourself apart. Maybe someday you'll live up to your name. Alright. What do you know about the Scarlet Chorus? We are the voices of Narat's glory made manifest. In the chorus, strength rises, and the weak feed the soil. Death Knell smiles, standing tall as she extols the army. Our ways terrify the cowardly and shock the naive, but our traditions exist to offer promise and prestige to those fit to claim it. We abandon all petty rules for one simple law: the strongest must lead. So what's your role? Death Knell frowns, her eyes narrowing. Do you not recognize a Scarlet Fury when you see one? We are the warrior spirit of the chorus, scholars of sword and shiv. She folds her arms, puffing out her chest. In peace we train those tough enough to endure our lessons, but wise enough to learn from the best. In battle it's our duty to slay our foes and inspire the horde with our skill and bravery. Death Knell clicks her tongue, looking aside to the others in the camp with an eye roll. We are the fearless vanguard of this confused but glorious rabble. How's the military life treating you? Oh, it's a wonder of wonders. I eat what I want, I shit whatever I want, then I kill who I want. Sometimes I even combine pleasures. She winks at you. My enthusiasm for the work brought me here. A decorated Scarlet Fury veteran, eh? But I'm looking for advancement. If it means killing one of the gang bosses, I'm not above taking a swing at someone bigger than me. They can be bigger than you. Just make sure they don't hit harder than you. Wise words, sister. Alright. Let's deal with this prisoner business then. What's up with you guys? Kel and Lantry. Okay. Please, someone. I wish to bow before the voices of Narat. I thought all could find redemption in the chorus. A woman in the makeshift armor of the Vendrian Guard lurches forward in agony. Her soiled, trembling legs suggest she's been forced to stand for days. This one, he flippantly waves the prisoner, was hollering earlier that she knows the location of the Vendrian Guard encampment, but she isn't being entirely honest. I told this thing, the prisoner turns pale a moment before a look of determination comes over her face, that I wanted to guarantee I'd live and be welcomed into the chorus as a captain, then I'll talk. Otherwise, they'd just kill me once I've opened up. I was dumb enough to join with the Vendrian Guard, but I'm not dumb enough to give away my bargaining bronze. Why should I trust the words of an oathbreaker? I suppose I have no answer for that. Varia's eyes fall to the ground, and she swallows nervously. When I joined with the Vendrian Guard, I accepted their broken vow unto myself. Have you not felt passion for a foolish cause, one you later came to regret? Well, my surrender is sincere, and I'm willing to bow before the voices of Narat to prove it. You claim you would disavow your people for the Scarlet Chorus. Why the change of heart? Because I want to live, and you don't need to be the Archon of Premonitions to know the Younger Realms are gone for good. She blinks several times, catching her breath. Kairos is the new strength of the Tears, and I would rather stand with his Archons than be crushed by them. Alright, tell me what you know. I heard the Chorus is looking for Captain Pelox Florian and his crew. I can lead you to them, but only if you release me. She turns her head, taking a long look at skewered and smoldering corpses around her. She tugs at her restraints, but to no avail. You're lying. Why don't you tell me what you actually know, and I'll see about saving you. Well, you see, shaken by your demand, her lips move wordlessly for several seconds. So I don't know exactly where the rest of my crew is, but I could tell you. She shakes her head, catching her breath. Search that one. She reaches up with her right leg and points with her foot, calling attention to a nearby pile of corpses. The tall, dark one, missing most of his face. Check his left boot. He was the literate one in our crew. He had the orders. A snap of his fingers, a pair of choirmen yank the boot off the fallen guardsman. A rolled parchment slides out of the boot and is thrust into the Fifth-Eye's hands. He unfurls the scroll to give it a read. It's nonsense. Just a mash of words. Laughter erupts out of the mask. She said she had information. She gives us garbage. Slay this wretch for wasting our time. He snaps his fingers at a nearby Scarlet Fury, who promptly snatches the long knife from her belt. Thought you were the ones who were supposed to be recruiting people. I heard her say she'd swear fealty to the voices in Narat. Get on with it. Seeing as you are an expert on the subject of fate, I will entertain your wisdom on the matter. What, then, would you propose we do with her? Honestly, probably this is the most logical. It's a loyalty test. See, the culling thing was super brutal, but it's actually a good test for these purposes, I think. Varia, kill the rest of them with something blunt. Varia looks at the prisoners, once her allies, and closes her eyes as her bonds are untied. The onlookers snicker and cheer when a heavy rock is placed in her hand. Mouthing something inaudible, she lifts the rock high above her head and smashes it down on the prisoner's skull, wincing back a scream as she hoists the stone over her head a second time to finish the job on the other prisoner. The bloody rock hits the ground and Varia slumps to her knees in defeat a moment later. Well, I'm guessing she's not going to be welcome back there now, so start. Good, good. Fifth Eye places his bloodied hand on the trembling woman's shoulder and nods to her. Welcome to the Scarlet Chorus. Do not fail us. As a pair of soldiers come to lift Varia, the Fifth Eye turns to you, voice filled with glee. Where's a slave to clean up the offal when you need it? We're no closer to finding the Oathbreaker's position, not with this cryptic mess. She promised us answers, and all she gave us was gibberish.
Sorry to interrupt, but I highly doubt it's gibberish. More likely, it's one of the local scripts.
Ah. The voice comes from another prisoner tied up next to Varia, an older gentleman with the quills, ink vials, and parchment scrolls one finds in the sages of the School of Ink and Quill. Ink smudges covered his cheeks, temples, and ears. His clothes appeared charred, and between the rips of the fabric you spot burn scars along his arms. Despite being emaciated and ties to a post, he offers a beaming smile. Who are you?
I'm Sage Lantry, one of the hired quills that was coordinating missives between the Vendrian Guard captains. They aren't paying me anymore and aren't coming to my rescue. So I'll decipher that parchment for you. That's what smart prisoners do, right? Make themselves useful.
Most leaders employ hired quills to log harvests, schedule payments, balance payrolls, and dictates letters to friends and rivals. Alright. Can you read it?
Let me see. I can't... Uh-huh.
You hold the parchment in front of the bound sage, and his eyes dart down the length of the missive. He reads the words a second time, nodding in silence.
I don't know exactly what it says, but I'm half certain that's Sage Selwyn's handwriting. I'm sure I could decipher that in a few hours' time. Don't need my hands free, but I think better when not tied to a post. I know, I'm weird that way.
Uh-huh. A few hours? Either you can read it or you cannot. What use is a sage that doesn't know his letters? I've heard all I need to hear. I say we have some fun with this one. Look, if we let him have a few hours to read the stupid thing, then we can kill him if he can't read it then. You read the edict? I don't need to tell you the sundial's working against us. This addled old bag is just trying to stall us. Is the voices not going to be upset to know you squandered a source of enemy intelligence? How true. Then we shan't put him to waste. He will serve as a most riveting source of amusement as we put him on trial.
Fatebinder, I beseech you, be my advocate for this trial. I'm no fool. I know the chorus uses blood, not words, to settle these matters. But you are a servant of the Archon of Justice, are you not?
He obviously has useful information. And you're going to kill him for sport?
Clearly you need an education in Scarlet Chorus justice. Anything that satisfies their sick amusement is fair play. If the conquest is any judge, there are no limits to their depravity.
Did Graven Ash castrate you during recruitment, or do you just not know the meaning of the word fun? I'm actually curious.
With a shake of his head, the fifth eye gives you a shrug. Is it not obvious? If he is a true enemy of the Overlord, he will perish by our blades. If he can survive, then he is strong, and the strong lead, thus his crimes will not be crimes, but simply the actions of the mighty. What's not to understand? This isn't alchemy. Fine. I'll be his champion.
Good. I like it when Tunon's puppies get their paws dirty.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind taking a swing at some loudmouth chorus braggarts myself.
Yeah, no need to question if Barrack's in. Did you hear that, brothers and sisters? Raising his arms to the sky, the fifth eye roars for all nearby to hear. Trial by combat is upon us. The sage is unbound from the post. Stiff legs nearly buckle as he attempts to walk, and his arms flex and flail in their new freedom. Wiping sweat and grime from his brow, the sage steps close to you with a nervous smile. I don't actually trust this dude, although is he a companion now? He has a loyalty thing, but all of them kind of have a... He might be, actually. I don't fully trust him, but pretty sure... Look, whether he knows how to read this or not, it cannot possibly hurt to give him a few hours to try to read it. He's probably a mage, though, so he could be quite dangerous. Rhythmic roaring and the stomping of hundreds of feet in unison flood the camp. Hordsmen begin to circle and swirl about, brandishing weapons and cheering. If they got this worked up to fight the enemy, I venture the war would be over by now. Begin the chant of gathering. Let the warriors know that tonight's entertainment will soon commence. Oh boy. You guys are... yeah, idiots, okay. Brothers and sisters, who amongst you sets the standard for strength? Who amongst you will help winnow the weak from the strong? The fifth eye waves his hands in the air, drawing in a gathering of chorus soldiers. Okay. Our claimants have been assembled. Now let the trial of the Oathbreaker begin.
I'm not...
Okay, let's see. We got Horde, and... oh, one Scar the Fury. Okay. Oh, I've gained a verse loyalty ability. Death from above. What does that do? It's a combo ability. I launch her into the air. She unleashes well-aimed arrows onto the target from above. That sounds cool. Barrack, I need you to be the front line here. You, what do you do? You've got, you throw a quill at the target? What the hell kind of ability is that? Okay, he has, increases weapon damage and oh, so he's a support mage. Yeah, he heals and hastens. He increases armor and damage. He heals. Bonus. Okay, so he's very much a support mage. Gotcha. That's fine, because I'm a damage mage, so... Barrack, when I said you were supposed to be the front line, that really meant you were supposed go this way to stop this dude from slashing me. Are we pulling this cooperative thing off, or what are we doing? Oh, here we are. Okay, that was fairly effective, actually. Barrack, maybe you better, what abilities do you actually have? Let's see here. Strike one enemy hard. Okay. Yes, why don't you taunt? Reverse, if you want to maybe, skewer this dude. I guess I'd better try to not die to this person that's stabbing me. Well, I hurt him. There's something you didn't quite land there. Okay. Knockback is not going to work properly. That's once per rest. Oh wow, okay. Noted. I need a way to get this thing. I shouldn't be in melee, but it is what it is. Okay, why don't you go for this? Try to... We're gonna end up disengaging if we do that. Go for this on them. Reverse, are you doing something? Okay. He's been wounded. It's bad. He probably should have leveled up. Are you struggling to hit this person? Doesn't seem like you do anything first. Oh, there we go, I guess. Okay, that's not the person I was trying to target, I think, but you know what? They're dead, so I'll take it. Verse, could you come over? Well, you can't come over here, though. Let's go for that. Okay, he's getting attacked a lot. One of these does more damage. This is 13 to 23, this is 13 to 19. This does knockback. Maybe I can...
Sorry, I can't.
Got rid of that one. Okay, first, you go help with that. Was at least damaging. Actually, I think first does need healing, but that's on cooldown, so why don't you just throw an interrupt quill or something?
Consider it done.
What am I doing right now? Oh, casting.
Wake me up when it's over.
Okay, we lost first, but that's alright. We've pretty much won.
Right.
Lost Lantry, whatever his name was, too. By the righteous shedding of blood, we have found our answer. Regrettably, it appears the sage is worthy of leaving our camp alive. The Fifth-Eye offers a short, mocking bow to Lantry. By the customs set forth by the voices of Nerat, you are free to go, old man. Brag to your grandkids that you fell afoul of the chorus, yet lived to tell the story. Well, the chorus is a rather bloody definition of the word trial. So a trial should be lies told after the fact? Don't be so cross, Fatebinder, you got what you wanted. When we come begging to you for help in your court, we'll have the trials your way. Well, that's actually exactly true. Tunon definitely has more traditional trials. Maybe not, like, with lawyers and all, but with words. I thought I'd die tied to that post. The sage looks down his rope-worn wrists in disbelief. Now hand me that parchment. I'm certain I can decipher it. Please do, Lantry. Well, much of the parchment was weathered, but I could make out the important parts of the text. The note makes mention of a meeting spot west of Tripnettle. Ah, so the old sage knows his words after all. I'd ask that you travel ahead and see if you can't get this Captain Florian to yield to the chorus. They will strike at first sight of a chorus gang, but perhaps they will parley if yours is the face they see. I know the area, and I suggest we go at once. I'll show you the way. I'm eager to be far from the stench of this camp. For an old scholar, you got a lot of fight in you. And you want to come with? I've met sages every bit as cutthroat as hardened gang bosses. They act the part of doddering scribes, but don't let that fool you. Smart for someone your age to be so mistrusting, but I'm not with the Oathbreakers, if that's what you're fishing at. I worked for them under duress, but I've no love of them. I'm not about to pledge to the chorus, and the disfavored wouldn't have me. Still, I consider myself a Kairos-fearing vassal of the Overlord's empire all the same. For as long as I've been a sage, I've been trained to defend myself. We don't spend all our time binding books and sketching wildlife, just most of it. For centuries, we've been in a quiet war with the School of Tides and the School of Wild Wrath. You can't travel alone as much as I do and not know the Bronze Dance. So you won't be a parchment weight during a fight. Good to know. Oh no, I'd like to think I'm worth at least 3 or 4 angry peasants in a fight. So why offer to come with me? Because the alternative is, what? Living here with these illiterate brutes? My old study is under a river of fire, and there's no family missing me. Besides, I'd much rather chronicle the binder that twice proclaimed the Edict of Kairos. I'd be a fool to let someone else write your story. You want to chronicle me? Well, of course. Even if the burning library is never rebuilt, our work to chronicle the days and events needn't cease. And you're a noteworthy player in this whole war. I can't think of another living fake binder that's been twice given the honor of proclamation. If you swear fealty to me. If that's your price, I'll pay it. I, Sage Lantry of the School of Ink and Quill, do pledge my services unseen to the Fate Binder and by extension to the Court of Tunon. He dips into a steep bow before rising with a solemn smile. I know I may seem old and frail, but I know how to step lightly and how not to get killed, really. I won't slow you down. Lead the way, and let me know if I can be of service. Are we done here? Let's hightail it to the Tripnettle. If your new pet doesn't behave himself along the way, I'm not above clipping his ears. Well, he doesn't seem like he's a combat threat to us, really. Let's level up his, let's see, this is accuracy. Bit of spell cooldown would be nice. Oh, yes, save. Okay. Yeah, alright, so he has, let's see, he's got 3 skill trees. Quill is just like thrown weapons, which is a weird thing for him to specialize in. Sage is debuffs. Okay, Sage is more about debuffs, I think. And Preservation is about healing. He's got Renewal already. This lowers non-physical armor. And paralyzes if used for stealth. This gives better renewal. That gives an armor bonus. That's pretty cool. Oh, what the heck? Let's get him another option here. Oh, I tell her there's new. Oh, in here. Yeah. Okay. So we've got 3 side quests. Wait, what have I not? Oh, does he have another talent? Okay, let's get him this too then. Okay. Why is he level 3 and the rest of us are only level 2? The heck? Alright, well.
On it.
Oh, we don't auto-select the whole party. Good grief. Maybe this? No, that's toggling party AI. I wonder if we should rest. We are all wounded, aren't we? +1 resolve for Edict of Execution. Okay, so the question now is there a day? Like, does the day just last until we rest, period? Okay, so we have 4 possible destinations now. This remote settlement where we want to recruit people. The crossing where we want to fight this battle. The wilderness where we want to intercept these guys. And the clearing where we want to deal with, find the Earthshakers. I think we'll probably head to here first, then all the way over to here. But... Oh, there's a world map too. Look at that. It's a cool map. So we're in Vendrian's Well, name of the central plateau of the Tears, a mountain-ringed valley of rivers, floodplains and scattered farmland once ruled by House Vendrian of the Realm of Apex. At the heart of the valley is the mountain spire. At the base of the massive stone structure is an old citadel built centuries ago and largely left unused until recent times. Oh, okay, so I think we can see spire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I can see 5 spires on here. And presumably these are the old walls. Interesting. Because people aren't allowed to go near them, does that mean that the only way from up here down into the rest of the tiers is through this shattered bit? Maybe. That would explain why the Bastard City was so, important. Okay, Tuon's Court is in the Bastard City now. Obviously we can't go there, but... Okay, otherwise we've got Haven. Ladies and lords of the coastal realm of Haven are known to spend as much energy fighting each other as they do the other realms. In recent generations, many of the coastal cities rebelled and became known as the Free Cities, lawless dots along the coast. The majority of the realm's political and economic might resided within them, and by the time of Kairos' conquest of the Tiers, all major coastal powers declared independence. This left Haven with an ambiguous ruling structure that could not simultaneously weather political infighting and armed conflict, granting Kairos' forces an easy victory. Stone Sea, the name given to what remains of the Land of Azure after Kairos' Edict of Stone devastated the landscape. Once a rolling landscape of winding rivers and fertile plains, tectonic shifts have altered it, choking rivers, collapsing roads, and altering the landscape for hundreds of leagues. The Contested Lands, the intersection of all 4 younger realms, ruined and depopulated by constant war, they were functionally abandoned centuries ago. This unsettled gap of sovereign power became the home of the mages of the School of Ink and Quill and their library fortress, the Vellum Citadel. Prior to Kairos' conquest of the Tiers, the sages declared political neutrality and committed themselves to the collection and dissemination of knowledge. In reality, the sages hoarded their wisdom and manipulated other realms into cycles of war for centuries. This all came to a dramatic end when Kairos' Edict of Fire brought forth volcanic eruptions that turned the Contested Lands into a burning, ash-strewn wasteland. And the Blade Grave, the name given to what remains of the realm of Stalwart, after its ruination when Kairos proclaimed the Edict of Storms upon the lands. Magical storms struck the disfavored and unbroken armies during the height of their engagement, and now most of what remains is a blighted landscape of discarded armor and weapons and high winds of rust and human dust. Not great. Okay, but we're stuck here for now. 4 possible locations. We will decide where we want to go exactly next time. I'm going to call it there for now. So, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you're enjoying Tyranny so far, and have a nice day. This is Sailor Janda, signing off.